Hey, Grace Church. I wanted to bring you into a conversation. Actually, Justin and I and our leadership team have been talking about things recently. And for this month's update, I thought we'd just continue our conversation we've been having. So, we just hit our 24th anniversary, which is pretty crazy.
It's amazing.
24 years. Church survivor. I'm still on the island. I'm very thankful for that. But I would say
how does it feel to be like the
same
grandfather?
Church? Yeah. I'm the sage old man. Thank you very much for that.
You're like the mafia guy. You're like the godfather of Grace Church
Yes,
now.
I'm the godfather. Don't ever cross the family, Justin. Anyway, so it's a unique, we're talking about it's a unique time to minister the gospel because one of our primary roles is keeping the gospel front and center. Nothing is more important. Nothing will help this world. And yet we have all this cluster of topics that our society, our culture, people in our church hold these strongly held beliefs and have this sense of moral outrage and indignation that there's no space for anybody to think anything different. You just rattle off the list. There's race and policing and voting and COVID-19 and what's coming up, our 1-year anniversary, the midpoint of our all-in generosity initiative. Speak to some of the observations you've had in this season.
Yeah, gosh, I think I've probably been more in the racial reconciliation, racial tensions, racism.
Right.
There's a ton of terms lately, but I've been in a ton of those conversations. It may be because I do have a black daughter, so we've talked about that, and I've been in some. I actually started a racial cohort: 3 black pastors, 3 white pastors, and even the law enforcement conversation. We've been in all of that, but. There's a bit of outrage in every single one of them. And I don't know if it's from media intake, but it's a part of our cancel culture, I think, that we're dealing with. Yeah. Anytime we say a word, it's attached to some things, which is the challenge that you're talking about, I think, making it really hard to minister and shepherd. But I think if the gospel is always in our minds, it's helping us push and help people go back to unity in the gospel.
Yeah, yeah, you're involved in the cohort that's kind of pastoral cohort. I'm engaged kind of behind the scenes. There's this organization that I am hopeful that Grace can be a part of. It's in its 90-day, 120-day infancy, right, potentially to bring really the gospel first and foremost, to bring, that'd be the key to bring unity in a variety of sectors, everywhere from the church, business, the arts, sports, you name it. It's really, it's a noble cause. I'm excited to be part of these discussions. But it is an interesting culture there right now that when you talk about, I feel like you can't even talk about, I'm also meeting with local law enforcement leaders, like
lots of police chiefs.
Chiefs sitting in their offices, talking about how can we support it, because we want to get better at both. Grace really has a heart to love everybody, which ironically, how could this be a controversial position? But it is. It's incredibly controversial for us to say, Jesus loves people of all races. Jesus loves law enforcement as well. And so we're trying to get better at all that. So just wanted to share just kind of a couple pastoral advice. You had a thought in this season to help people have some more stability with these issues going on?
Yeah, I think you get some practical stuff, but even limiting your media and social media intake right now as a pastor, trying to dwell on the things of God. Colossians chapter 3 is amazing for this time to point people towards that. Continuing awareness with both sides and some of the race stuff, the COVID stuff, even educating ourselves in those realms with the gospel hat on and that. So
and loving your neighbor as yourself does mean that you put yourself in their position. Have dialogue and learn to potentially how somebody else could see this. And practically, I did in my world, and I encourage others around me, don't look at email, social media, or the news until you've spent time with God and planned your day.
Yeah, Bible before news.
Bible before news, Bible before social media. That will help you immensely. God bless you. We love you. Let's continue to make outward-focused followers of Jesus.
Peace.